6:07, just getting up. Now it's time to introduce a little bit of more sodium. We kind of backed off a little bit yesterday with the condiments. We're adding stuff back in. 4 slices of toast, white bread, doesn't matter. Actually, it's white bread's preferred because I don't want really any fiber in there to mess up the stomach. And then we have 4 ounces of ground beef and 4 whole eggs, as you can see. And that's it, 4 slices of toast. He's gonna slam this meal down. We might add some sriracha, ketchup, or whatever, just to get a little bit more sodium into the system. And he woke up drier. We can still pull a little bit more from the lower half. And that's about it. So far, so good. Hopefully, I just don't want this meal to cause any bloat or gas. So, at 6 a.m., he probably won't be on stage till 12 noon. So we'll do a kind of a heavy meal now. And then after this will be 2 meals of stuff we're used to. Rice, small amount of protein, all that jazz. And then we have, of course, the potent sandwiches, which have higher calories, salmon and peanut butter and jelly and all that stuff. That's a 6 sandwich. That looks good. And there you have it. Breakfast of a champion. All right.
Yeah, but I don't really have time to say anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Food is amazing.
It tastes pretty good. You got the chive cream cheese in there, which I tried a little bit. We'll see how that feels, and then he's gonna be eating 2 cups of rice as well with just a small amount of protein, but bagel obviously works while you're driving. 7 a.m. Show starts at 9. He probably won't be on stage till 12. He'll still keep continuing to dry out and fill out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Food is amazing.
It tastes pretty good. You got the chive cream cheese in there, which I tried a little bit. We'll see how that feels, and then he's gonna be eating 2 cups of rice as well with just a small amount of protein, but bagel obviously works while you're driving. 7 a.m. Show starts at 9. He probably won't be on stage till 12. He'll still keep continuing to dry out and fill out. Another meal this morning, and now Santi's excited because he gets to add his Chick-fil-A sauce. Which one is that? Polynesian? Or?
This is the Chick-fil-A sauce.
That's just the Chick-fil-A.
They're taking a look at it right now. There's a possibility that it may be ready, which would be awesome.
There's no one left yet. Can I get the ticket?
Oh, a ticket?
Yes. She said the one's not ready.
She said it's ready?
She said no one yet.
We are in the Uber on our way to tanning.
Nice jawline you got there.
We're hanging out, getting it done.
We gotta have the best smelling vehicle I've ever come upon. It's pretty
That's true.
delicious.
Smells like a vanilla chai latte. It's delicious this morning.
Yes, sir. We're doing carb meals now just about almost every hour because the man's stomach is flat as can be. We just took some pictures, ab all sucked in, and he's been doing 150, 200 grams of carbs per meal. This meal we're actually going to do the baby rice cereal, 2 cups, and then he's going to break into the PBJs on Wonder Bread. We're just going to introduce one. So it'll be about 30 grams of carbs for one sandwich, 90 grams of carbs here, about 120 or so. He had just a little quarter bit of protein to add to it. And we're just going to evaluate how he does from the introduction of peanut butter, some fats. And if he does well, then we'll shove in another sandwich because it's easy to shove in a Wonder Bread sandwich. All right. Every hour, we'll keep you guys posted. Eat a little bit more and then take some sips and pump up some more. It'll hit your muscles fast. adequate sodium over the wine. Yeah. Take that shit with you.
All right, we're going to start things off with our first competitor. Each gentleman will have 1 minute to perform the routine of their choice, and we'll come back for the lineups and the call-outs. Please welcome, making his IFBB pro debut from right here in Miami, Florida, SANTI, ARAGON.
Go, Santi, come on!
Dale, Santi! Woo!
Both quads! Both quads, Santi, both quads!
Gary.
Thank you, Bob. Spread out, please. Give yourselves enough room. Spread out. Quarter turn to the right.
Dale, Santi!
Glute, Santi, glute! Blow!
Woo!
Face the rear, please.
Hamstring!
Dale, Santi!
Quarter turn, please.
Blow!
Face front.
Legs!
Yeah!
Come on, Santi! Looking good!
Spread out. Front double bicep.
Both legs, come on! Yep!
Legs! Keep the legs tight, Santi!
Both legs, both legs! There you go, right there!
Side chest, either side.
Get into it! Glutes, blow, glute, there you go!
Face the rear, please. Double bicep.
Yep! There you go!
Spread. Side transfer.
Get it, Santi!
Blow! Rotate! Rotate, there you go!
Face front,
Yeah.
Come on, Santi! Let's go! Legs hard, Santi! Legs!
Relax.
Thank you, gentlemen. Stage right, please. Rich will place you on a diagonal. Let's have our second group of 5 on the center line, please.
Yeah. Santi! Let's get it, Santi!
74. 75. 79. Make sure you have enough room. Front double bicep. Face the rear, double bicep. That's the grip. Relax, nice tricep. Face front knees, abdominals. Your favorite most muscle. Relax. Judges. Good job, guys. Thank you. Turn to your left and final out. $70, $71, $72,
Yeah, 70.
$76, $77, $82. $77.
Both legs, Santi, both legs.
He's going. Thank you. Thank you.
Both legs.
82 comes down between 72 and 70.
Legs.
What the hell? 70. Come on, 70.
Both legs. There you go. Oh, come on, son. Come on.
Face the rear, please. Double bicep. Relax. That's spread. Side tricep.
Because then whenever they got the second call, they put the soft guy in the middle. What I thought was going to be like last year. It was big. It was soft and smooth.
Exactly.
I told him, I fear that they might kind of send the message to you, say, hey, you're classical, beautiful aesthetics, we want you to be classical. Because he would only have to be...
All right, so we just got off the stage from prejudging. Some thoughts that I had, you know, going into the prejudging, getting off the stage, being on the stage. You know, the show was running a lot quicker than what I anticipated. So, you know, the stress level was kind of up a little bit because we had to kind of rush the pump and the oil and everything, which is, you know, it's pretty standard with all shows. You never know when you're going to get on stage. They had us in this room in the back that was extremely hot, and we had to sit there or stand there for about 10-15 minutes. So it was a little bit draining already before you get under the hot lights. As far as being on stage goes, you know, I was very comfortable being on stage. I had been doing guest posings year-round last year, so my stage presence and the way that I feel on stage posing in front of people hasn't really changed much. I felt very confident up there. It's always very strange when you hit a pose and you actually look down at your legs on stage, and they actually look extremely soft. They don't look like they're being posed or anything like that. And you're actually posing harder than you usually do, thinking that it is not your quads aren't being engaged. But in reality, when you actually look at the video, which I did after I got off, you barely touch your quads, and they look nasty up there. So that's just like a little tip for you guys. Like if you get on stage and your quads are separated before, and you get on stage, you start looking at your quads and you don't think that they're separated, trust me, they're separated. It's just the glare and the lighting, you just can't tell. So just take a deep breath, you'll be fine. As far as the results go on the comparisons and the call outs, you know, I noticed that they probably are going obviously for at least in this show, they were judging for a much bigger physique. They were not going for the aesthetic look, the tapered waist, the very, you know, the vacuum pose, the guts that were in. They were looking for more of mass monsters, which is fine because this is, at the end of the day, this is bodybuilding. You know, you want the biggest physique. You want the nastiest condition. Conditioning was subpar at this show, but I do have to say that most guys that were in the first call out, or all the guys that were in the first call out, were very big looking. Backstage they look big, on stage they look big, but it really didn't compare to a graceful looking physique that you can sit there and say, wow, what a beautiful physique. I wish I had something like that. I'm not going to change my perspective on how I want to look as a physique competitor, as a person that's trying to build a physique. So I am not going to chase something that a judge may want me to do. I have a vision for myself, I have a vision for the way that I want to look, and I want to portray myself, and I'm going to keep moving forward in that direction. So whether the judges, you know, they like me, they don't like me, I do know that most of the judges, they do respect the fact that I do bring in a very refined and polished look every time that I do get on stage. So we're going to go eat now, going into the finals, and we'll see what happens and have a kick-ass routine.
That's just muscle maturity, though, for years. Oh, yeah. But that goes with your heart, you know, now.
Exactly. I thought whenever he came out with like a vacuum, classical vacuum, he came out with all these things that are insinuating that.
It doesn't hurt your case either way. So, listen, none of those are bad things even in the open. You know, 212 in your case. So, that'll never hurt your case. No, for you, it's pure front to back thickness. I had the same thing when I was an amateur. I looked like this. You know? So I turned sideways and was like, oh, all right, you need to get the bigger front to back. You know, but it was, you know, I was young, right? But, yeah, that's all. You've been to the gym.
Enjoying some Shake Shack. Just me and Santi.
What do you got there? And we're starving.
Yeah, I'm literally starving.
You got two double cheeseburgers, Santi, and then some weird concoction.